Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to BattleTech, where apparently I can't do math. For some reason I thought we already had 3 healthy pilots when we hired Sourdough and that she was going to round out our lance, but no, we actually totally need to hire one more. And that should not be a big problem, although we don't have great options available here. I think I'm inclined to take on Pancake just because we probably don't need yet another Bulwark pilot right away, and also Pancake has a larger number of total stat points.
Good to go.
She's a Davian commoner, an enlisted Navy recruit, and a naval petty officer. Okay, that seems fine. We could really use some talented people. Some people who have any kind of skills at all. Alright, let's get back out there. Our mechs are still in pretty good shape, so let's try to take on the more difficult missions first. We can limp through a 1 skull probably, but also dumb stuff could happen to us in the 1 skull that might make us unable to do the 2. So let's see, what is this? This is the highest paying. Many years ago, we fought a lengthy conflict with Liao here in New Vandenberg. Recently, however, news has trickled in from a remote region of the planet, enemy forces harrying regional transportation. Eyewitness reports describe very old mechs in colors from the conflict long since ended. Okay, apparently they didn't get the message about the war being over. It's in a tundra part of the planet, which is just lovely. What a wonderful thing to hear. We can expect poorly maintained mechs, but maybe bigger mechs than usual. I'm assuming that's where the higher difficulty comes from. So I'm going to take us up to 3 pieces of priority salvage on this. I'm hoping that we're going to see a bunch of medium-class mechs rather than the lights that we've mostly been up against here. And I think that makes a lot of sense. So she has sure footing. When mechs move with... Boy, words. When a sure-footing pilot moves a mech, the mech can gain entrenched, which reduces the amount of stability damage it takes. That's fine. We also get an extra evasion charge with something like the Assassin, especially the way we've built it. That bonus evasion charge is going to be worth a lot of survival. And yeah, we got two symbols worth of drop tonnage here. The game thinks we can handle this. Let's find out how wrong it is. And I know we got damage. I mean, do we want to take the Firestarter? Actually, this might be a good situation to swap over to the Irby or the Jenner. The Jenner is, it's not really damaged. Let's take the Jenner in place of the Firestarter. We're not going to be able to overheat people as easily in the cold air, and the cold air will help the Jenner actually be able to use its weapon loadout. And hopefully we don't regret bringing in that Assassin, because we don't really know what we're up against here. It's not impossible that we're mostly going to be seeing enemies that are a little heavier than I would like. But I do think the Assassin's evasion pip ignoring equipment is super cool. Definitely makes it a lot more viable. I think it is the case that a lot of the new mechs have things like that, have weird little unique traits, which is good, because as it stands, there's already kind of a lot of different mechs in the game, and a lot of the most basic niches are full already. Massively overfull, in fact. There's a bunch of mechs that you just very rarely want to run because there's so many better things for the job that they do. So weird, unique pieces of equipment like the CQC suite and stuff are a good way of handling that problem. Move forward, blow stuff up. Gotcha. These mechs may be old and poorly maintained, but they can still kill you. It turns out guns are always well maintained. That's not a thing in the fiction. In the fiction, there's some really cool stuff going on with like how old and beaten up the mechs are, and all of their that goes for all of their components, including the weapons. But in this game, you can see you can find a mech that's all beaten up and has bad armor, but nobody ever has just like pre-damaged weaponry or anything. It's kind of a shame, actually. Look at all those evasion pips. Alright, I think we want the Jenner to serve as our scout here. The medium lasers at least have like a decent functional range. Rough terrain causes you to take bonus stability damage from attacks. Yeah, I guess stay on the road. I don't love being out in the open like that. Alright, what do we have here? We're going to get actual vision of whatever this is. I may have gone too far forward. Okay, we did not get actual vision. We definitely want the Assassin to move forward. Ah, man. I don't really like everybody ending up in the open here, but I really want them to be able to make it into the trees next turn, so I guess we're just gonna rely on all those points of evasion.
Moving out.
The Centurions can take up positions in the trees on this side, and we'll just, we'll see what happens.
Moving out.
So what are we looking at here? Nothing that moves on 4. In one sense, it's nice that we get to go first. In another sense, this makes me real worried about what these mechs are. Let's see, I can move you... I mean, I want to move into a position where I have 3 pips of evasion, right? I want that survivability. But I'm definitely worried that moving forward too far is going to make me too vulnerable to counterattack. If I move up to here, then I'm more shootable and I have less evasion, but also we have vision of whatever that is, so that the Centurions have some actual targeting decisions to make, instead of being forced to just fire at a thing that's in the trees. I think I might do that. Is there a way to get 3 evasion pips? I mean, I guess I could jump, right? That'll give me... I could get 4 evasion pips and still be in the trees. And still be able to see both the things. I think that's what I want to do.
Here we go.
And again, I'm way less worried about the heat than I usually am. Okay, so a Phoenix Hawk, which is not a mech that I'm familiar with, I don't think. It has a vectored thrust kit. That's interesting. It also has done a very foolish thing. So when... I don't think we've talked about how damage to components actually works. Anytime a sector of the body that has no armor remaining gets hit by a weapon, you roll. There's a roll that happens, and the weapon hit has a chance to hit one of the components. Ordinarily, this just means like the component becomes damaged, and then if the component gets hit a second time, then it gets destroyed. Anytime a weapon shot damages a component, that's referred to as a critical hit. A critical hit on an ammo bin destroys the ammo bin most spectacularly as long as there's at least 1 point of ammo left in it, and it completely destroys the body section that it's in. So having an ammo bin in your center torso is just like a really great way to get unluckily destroyed from very high health, and that is definitely going to be our plan against the Phoenix Hawk here. It's not actually packing a ton of weaponry, though. We also have this rifleman over here. 2 large lasers, 2 AC-5s. Ooh, that's a little bit terrifying. Also has an ammo bin in the center torso, though. Some mistakes are being made. Also, all the real weaponry is on the outside of the mech, which is kind of nice. It has a rangefinder in the head. Okay, so what we really want to do is just like pour on the center torso damage here. I have really, really good shot against the Phoenix Hawk. It does have, unfortunately, guarded and cover, which is annoying, but I think we just let him have it. Start trying to peel that armor off. Alright, this is going to get a little bit ugly, I assume. I'm glad we jumped. I know we took on a lot of heat there, but I think the extra point of evasion is going to make a big difference. A lot of center torso damage, though.
Ready for orders. Receiving you.
Alright, so does the assassin move first? Probably. I probably want to let the other mechs move as much as possible before the Centurions go, because I want them to not be in the guarded state anymore. This is probably the right move for you. And we just hammer the same guy. I'm definitely a little worried about the generator. Oof, we didn't actually hit all that much there. There's a lot of missiles went off into the mountain behind him. That's a cicada. Oof. PPC and 2 MMGs. Boy, that's kind of incredible that it managed that shot with all those evasion charges and everything. That really shouldn't have happened. So we could reserve down. Kind of want the Phoenix Hawk to do something so that it's not in guarded state anymore. I wanna be able to actually deal real damage to it. I think I'm gonna reserve down. It's going in for a punch on the assassin. That's pretty bad for the assassin. Oof. That's a body hit.
Armor breach. Internal damage. Critical hit.
Okay, so there's not actually anything... That is the side that we left empty, right?
I hear ya.
So that could have been worse. Unfortunately, thing did move enough to maintain 3 evasion charges. So I think we want to take the shot with the stock Centurion first, obviously.
Take this.
Get one of those evasion charges off before we go throwing the UAC at him. Wow, all of the big weapons missed, huh? I think it was like a single missile hit. That's not just terrible, but way more terrible than the expected value. God damn. Okay, this is not an easy one.
Armor breach.
We might want to retreat. There's a withdraw button up here. If you withdraw, it's pretty easy to pull all your mechs out, but your employer is not going to care for that too much. I'm just thinking we might be in over our heads. This might be too hard. The Cicada's not actually a huge danger, but it hitting that extremely unlikely shot on 6 points of evasion really hurt. That thing does a huge amount of damage, and it's in cover and it's bulwarked, and yeah, I don't know that we can do this. How bad's the damage to the mechs? Okay, the Jenner is pretty injured. This thing is not that injured because the left side doesn't matter all that much. I'm just thinking here. If we now take our turn with the Centurion, best case scenario, we kill the Phoenix Hawk. And that's like very best case. It's very unlikely. And then next turn, the Jenner has a turn right away. The Jenner's definitely not going to be able to remove anything from service. Yeah, I just don't see how we could possibly survive this. If you kill at least one mech before withdrawing, though, I think you get a less harsh penalty. How damaged is this thing's armor? Not at all. Functionally, not at all. Like, we have to get through so much health still. And we're not anywhere near being able to do a targeted shot.
Waiting for orders.
I guess we get to go first on the next turn. On account of the Jenner being the fastest thing on the field. So maybe what we do here is... Can I really... There's no shot from the front arc? That's frustrating. Yeah, I think I'm going to go for this thing. I'm gonna try to destroy this and then withdraw afterward so that we are at least... so that it's not a bad faith withdrawal. Well, that would seem to make it very difficult. We did, like, no damage. We can knock off one of his arms with the arm that the big laser's on.
Awaiting orders.
If we use the Jenner, we try to just tunnel through the back. Yeah. Maybe this is the move. The Jenner's left side is all screwed up. Not really a lot of good ways to deal with that.
Have no
We can
doubt
just present
it will be
front
done.
here. I'm going to do a precision strike to the center back. And we're just going to have to bear the overheat. I can't not shoot with all the weapons. I think it's pretty important. If I don't overheat if I turn off a single medium laser. Yeah, alright, I'll do that. So we do this, they're going to get a turn, and then after their turn we can withdraw. If this shot destroys the Phoenix Hawk,
Locked on, rerun.
we're not actually necessarily in that bad a shape, withdrawal-wise. Did I not get a single hit to the part I aimed at? I didn't. I hit it with a missile. It's a lot of missiles.
Internal structure damage.
Yeah, we gotta withdraw. Oh, cool! It has
Oh, that
it has multi-target. That's a good mech right there. Yeah, we're out of here.
retreat.
That was a costly one, and we took a torso destruction. So that's a pilot injury. which means that we once again don't have a functional crew. That was terrible. That really could not have gone much worse. Okay, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to hire one more pilot, and then we're going to do the lowest difficulty mission on the system. And then we can maybe just bounce. Just fly somewhere else and heal and repair while we're in the sky. So let's take on, I guess, Cruise. Cruise is by a large margin the most developed of these pilots. We lost some reputation, and as such, access to some of the jobs. This is not a bad payout for a one skull, though. A longtime enemy of the Taurian Concordat has unexpectedly turned herself into local authorities. You can't use into here. This is the word in, and then a space, and then the word to. This makes it sound like she became the police. And will now be extradited to another system for trial. However, the Capellan Confederation does not want to see her testify, and will try to stop her from leaving the planet. We've secured a convoy of armored vehicles to transport the criminal, but we need the extra firepower of your mechs to guarantee a safe path. I could do that. We can do that. So it's an urban map. I've not seen any urban maps yet. I don't believe there were urban maps in the game when last we played. At one skull, I'm expecting we're going to see a lot of, like, small bad mechs here, so maybe we go down to... I definitely want some priority salvage. Zero's not okay. But, like, I think we should do this. We should take more money. Try to repair our reputation a little bit here. What is the urban... The urban biome, I'm assuming, does not have a heat modifier. Yeah, low visibility, low mobility. Honestly, the assassin is probably a pretty good fit here. But it's missing some parts. The Firestarter might also be a good fit. The urban mech is going to have an easy time staying in... Like, it's only going to be fighting things it's in range of, probably. So that seems like a good idea. And then do we want to run the badly damaged Jenner 1 point of structure in that arm? Or the less badly damaged Firestarter? I think we probably got to do this to avoid losing pieces of the Jenner. And here's hoping we can handle a one skull in this state. So we're fast, we're not super mobile, and that might end up being a problem. We only have one mech that has any jump jets at all. I guess we'll see. Also, you know, I don't know how tall the buildings are in Mech Warrior, BattleTech, whatever the setting's called. Mech Warrior / BattleTech cities. It's possible that they might interfere with the jump jets to some degree. Not like there will be buildings that we just couldn't jump over, but they might interfere with trajectory on, like, long jumps. I don't know. I guess we'll see. I'm pretty curious what this is actually going to look like. I've read a bit about this criminal and the things she's accused of. I suspect Liao will do anything to eliminate her. If we take this job, we should expect trouble. Well, I mean, yeah, that's... Anything that somebody would hire a bunch of giant robots to work on, that's the sign that trouble is expected. We're here because there is trouble. Okay, so we got fired out of a cannon at the planet. Friendly units under fire, move to their position, and provide support. Boy, we couldn't have dropped any closer. Get them to safety, keep them intact, and get the hell
Ready for
out.
action, Commander.
This is a cool map. And actually, some of these buildings are tall enough that I don't know that we could jump over them.
Coordinates received. On my way.
Poor urban mech. It's so slow. Alright, so we picked up an enemy contact over here. It said that they were already under fire. But maybe these are the guys that they were fighting? I guess it's possible, given the positions.
How might I help?
Alright, well, Steamfitter's going to have to just run out into the open. We're not going to be able to get a lot of, like, cover in the game mechanics sense. But we can certainly break line of sight behind these buildings a lot. Do we have any information? No, we still don't. Still don't get anything other than that is an enemy. I think I'm going to reserve down.
Reserving action.
Okay, I didn't want them to get to shoot. Go forth and get me vision. Alright, so they got a fire starter of their own, which we are probably not going to hit, but we may as well fire at because there's no cost to it. Okay, hit it with both the weapons. It's actually very lucky. And then now that we've got visual on a target, we can get the Centurions up here and do some work, hopefully. Probably, again, the UAC Centurion should be second.
Waiting on you, Commander.
And we want to move Tire Fire first. And we want to move her into a position where she's not blocking. Right, because that we just barely have the movement necessary to get to an open line of sight position. I guess it looks like the forward position for the other Centurion is not in the way. But if you're not careful, you can accidentally stop your mechs up with your other mechs, and it's very embarrassing every single time it happens. And we don't have to fire everything here. I think we'll do this. We'll keep the heat at 0. It's mostly about stripping that evasion. Okay.
Orders.
Now, Sourdough, get out here and do your thing. Also, Sourdough is a real goofy name for a mech warrior. We could turn off the medium laser, I suppose.
Taking the shot.
Okay, we did some solid damage there. And
Good
the
to
Urban
know.
Mech can't get a shot? Is that... Yep, okay. The Urban Mech can full sprint
Sprinting.
for approximately the same distance as everybody else moved with their normal movement. Uh-oh. Okay. For a second there, I thought he was going to do a death from above. How much heat was that? I guess it doesn't really matter that much on the Urban Mech. The Urban Mech does not run very hot anyway on account of only having one functional gun. There's a lot of evasion, though. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to have our Firestarter punch their Firestarter in an attempt to generate enough stability damage to remove its evasion. Because if we can knock it off balance, I guess that means that whatever's here is going to get a pretty free shot at me. Maybe I want to pass the turn while I still have 3 evasion up? I think that's exactly what I'm going to do, actually.
Roger that. Standing by.
Because if I threw the punch first, obviously we would lose all of our evasion by not having moved. I think that would be unwise. Okay, lots of stray shots into that building. I hope people don't live in this city. I mean, all the power is on. Probably
Awaiting orders.
they do. Alright. Throw a punch. Excellent. That's probably going to do it. Wow. That melee attack went to the head? You don't see that very often. Okay, so since we pushed the stability damage past the little threshold, now this mech has no evasion, and now it is dead. I think we'll just shoot it with you.
Firing everything I've got.
Okay, well the leg is not exactly where I wanted to hit. That's fine, it knocks him down to 3 initiative. We'll just handle him next turn. And that leaves the Centurions free to do this other thing. I'm kind of thinking we might throw a punch with one of these guys, too.
Uh-huh.
Generate no heat, spend no ammo. I did just obliterate a couple of cars on the way over, which I feel kind of bad about. I wonder if
Standing by.
your insurance in this universe has allowances for, like, hey, my car got mech'd. There was nothing I could have done, trust me. It was a battle mech.
Roger.
Well, I managed to not quite destroy it, which is annoying. Yep, center torso at 5 health. Running away seems smart. He really ran away, too. There's no attempt to remain in firing range or anything. Let's just put this thing away.
Good.
We didn't. We failed to do it. 22 center health.
You have orders?
Alright, I'm going to turn off the flamethrowers. We don't need all that noise. And maybe just step on it? No, I should probably shoot it with the lasers. We have a better chance of being able to, hit the center torso.
Moving.
If I go for a stomp, the odds are too good that, like, I hit a leg or something. But since we get to aim this... There we go.
Oh, it's on now.
We just destroyed all of the parts of that mech. There is nothing remaining.
Ready for orders.
Now, unfortunately, I
I hear ya.
believe it used to be the case, and it may still be. Yeah, you cannot issue a melee attack order against a mech you don't have vision of, even if you absolutely can move into melee range. So I think what I'm going to do here is give myself a nice wide firing angle for whoever's left after this battle. Because obviously we still have more to go. We at the very least have to walk the convoy somewhere, and there have to be more mechs when we arrive, right?
Confirmed. Coordinates.
See, she thinks so.
Moving out.
Confirmed.
Yeah, we are just absolutely trashing everybody's
Yes,
cars.
Commander.
Got no regard.
I understand.
Waiting on you, Commander.
Fortunately, it does look like they've been evacuated, at least. You know,
Commander.
they're all
Moving out.
stopped and the doors are open. When you hear the big metal rumbling, you just get the hell out and run. Alright, I've heard from the Taurian convoy. Looks like you've secured the area, and they're making their way toward the extraction point now. Keep in mind, the convoy will try to stay near you for protection. So, where are we actually going? Hold on, before I look at that. When we first spawned in here, I thought this was an actual mech that we were seeing, like, through a building. That's a... that's a neat little detail. Alright, so there's our friends. The extraction point is all the way over here. Okay, that seems very doable. Unfortunately, the convoy is real slow moving. Not even in terms of, like, points of ground moved per turn, but just the amount of time it takes them each to execute their moves. Just driving their slightly larger cars through everyone else's cars. The urban mech is going to get left completely behind here. And actually, we're bottlenecked super hard. The Firestarter should have been able to move quite a bit further there. But they just parked the convoy across the entire street. Yeah, man, look at the detail. This is really cool. I am digging this urban tile set. I am not digging the speed of the convoy move. You know, when it's not combat, when we're in non-combat turns, I feel like they could just all move simultaneously.
Waiting for orders. Got it.
Tire fire will run up and
Affirmative.
potentially punch people. That leaves the UAC,
I read you, Commander.
Centurion
Moving out.
back to, you know, UAC stuff.
Be there in a jiff.
What are these little buildings? How much detail is on these buildings? Well, this one has a sign and everything. It's the Ceres Metals. Metals? Metats. Oh no, that's an L. The bottom is real tiny, but it is there. Yeah, this is super cool. I wonder how long it takes to build something like this. Like, how many hours of environment artist time are we looking at on this screen? Get some kind of stadium or something? Maybe that's the command center. That's where all the gathering units are built. What on earth is this thing? Clicking on it does not tell me. Right, because it's reading that as an attempt at a move. Well, that's fine. We do want to move.
You betcha.
Poor Urban Mech. It's doing its best, man. It's trying so hard to keep
Of
up.
course.
Maybe during combat we'll be able to click on it and see what it is. How big are these convoy vehicles relative? I mean, they're not like that much bigger than a bus. Assuming that's like a city bus. Are the advertisements on the side of it readable? Snack Tack. Sure, that makes sense. You know, when I'm feeling hungry, what I say to myself is, what is the highest tech snack food that I could possibly eat at this moment? And then I go to Taco Bell, because I'm an American, basically. But it would be cool if I had a high-tech option available instead of Taco Bell. I would still maybe not eat it, but it would be cool.
Moving to position.
Alright, well, we've managed to take the escort zone. I'm assuming that this is where the second enemy lance shows up to stop us in some way.
Done.
Or maybe those two mechs were all of it. Doesn't feel likely though, does it? Here we are. Alright, they're sending in units to hunt and destroy the convoy. They're doing it a little bit late.
The package will be on its way soon.
Fortunately, they dropped in a position where I think the urban mech is going to be able to participate in combat. If they had dropped in on this side, we would have had a much harder time. So we'll get a little bit of a pay bonus for all of the convoy units surviving, which is really the only place where any of this could go wrong, right? Whatever we're seeing here, I'm sure it's not going to be a match for our mechs. Looks like a skull and a half of difficulty is like just about the sweet spot for us, because 1 is definitely too easy, and 2 is definitely too hard. Oh, that's a landing pad. Boy, it's real close to an awful lot of tall buildings. So what dropped? It was 2 mechs, and we can't see we can't see the other one yet. That's alright, we'll solve that right here. I do, in fact, have orders. I want you to jump forward dramatically into a position that has some cover and really just light this dude the hell up. Actually, that does not give me range to flamethrower. So maybe I jump all the way forward? Nah, you know what? Let's maintain some cover. This is more about vision than it is about shooting napalm at people. So it's a javelin, which has 4 medium lasers and jump jet center. Okay, all of the armament is in the body. Also, we can see there's another javelin over there, but this one's missiles. Okay. It's definitely dangerous. Oh, this guy doesn't have any evasion or anything. We could use an aim shot to drop him down to 3 initiative, but then he's still just going to go before our 3 initiative max. Yeah, I don't think it really makes any sense to bother shooting at him. This guy, dropping this guy down to 3 is way more meaningful. Alright, both those shots actually went center. That's pretty lucky. I like the drop pods on the ground. Those are cool. Interesting. He didn't even shoot.
Waiting on you, Commander.
I am surprised by that. Okay, well, apparently this is the best shot I'm going to get. 25% chance to hit a guy who has damage reduction. At this point, precision striking him does make a little bit more sense, but wow, it didn't really help my aim at all. Well, whatever. I'm going to go for it.
Tell me what to shoot.
Okay, also extremely lucky. So these guys are both in just terrible shape now. Let's have Tire Fire go first. So this guy's got a ton of evasion, that guy's got damage reduction. I think we just shoot at the one with the damage reduction.
Commencing Alpha Strike.
I might have obliterated an apartment building. Oh no, I think those are all storage containers.
Commander.
I am choosing to believe that everyone got evacuated because I don't want to live in the world where we're shooting at unevacuated buildings. I decided ahead of time what I wanted the answer to be.
Affirmative.
Man, I really like that UAC. That was a nice piece of loot to get out of a random crate.
Solid connection on that one.
We've almost removed all of the armor from that mech.
Good job. Objective secured.
Okay, excellent. So we're getting full pay plus a bonus. And now all we have to do is not let these 2 javelins somehow totally ruin our day. Feels like it should be doable, but then I also thought that 2 skull was going to be doable. Wait, shouldn't he be acting on 3? Shouldn't they both be acting on 3? Oh, that's... We, like, exited combat for a round there. And then they got a free move and I didn't, and now we're back in combat.
What can I do for you?
So they sorta... They got 2 turns in a row when they shouldn't even have had 1. That really sucks. That's a thing that can happen. I guess... I mean, I would love it if this guy died. And we're pretty close to killing him. He's got very little body left.
Here we go!
Okay.
Gotcha!
So I think our 2 pieces of priority salvage are very likely to be 2 javelin torso bits. Honestly, that could have been a dangerous amount of damage.
I'm showing minor damage.
12 SRMs firing into the back of a mech, almost any mech,
How might
is
I help?
going to be dangerous. Can we... Ooh, we can get into support
Have no
weapon
doubt
range.
It will be done.
I don't know if I'll bother with the flamethrowers. Well, I guess they do some damage. I may as well. Oh, that's my mech. Don't shoot my mech.
I believe this should have effect.
That's a pretty dangerous move there. I maybe shouldn't have done that. I didn't end up hitting my own mech at all, but I could totally have sludged it with napalm.
Mission successful.
I gotta be smarter about that. I've played an awful lot of BattleTech where, like, line of sight only mattered in terms of, do I have a shot at all? It's a bad habit to be in. Okay, that's a pretty significant boost to our contract pay, and we get to pull 2 pieces of javelin. Ah, but they're not the same javelin, right. Well, I have partials on both of them. There's nothing else particularly noteworthy in the loot pool. Yeah, maybe we end up building ourselves a couple of javelins. You know, eventually. Got a flamethrower, medium laser, both the SRM-6 pods. Honestly, it's a pretty good haul, especially considering how much money we made. As far as 1-star missions go, that's a pretty damn good one. But there's one more thing we can do here, I think? One more contract we can take. We can do is maybe strong. It's maybe optimistic talk, given what we've seen. One and a half, attack and defend. One of our facilities has gone dark and we're not sure why. Base is one of 2 Taurian facilities in the region. We have satellite imagery showing unknown mechs moving in the area. Seems as though they're preparing for an assault on the secondary base. Put mechs in the field, defend that base, drive them out of the primary base. Okay, so that's interesting. That's a more complicated mission than I'm used to. I think we could maybe do this. We can certainly attempt it, at least. So, we're not exactly killing it on money. And we're looking at a pretty long time before the team is ready to go again. Are we going to be past the next pay period by the time our pilots are back in action? No, it's going to be 4 days before the next pay. Okay. I'm just trying to think about, like, how badly do we need to take a bunch more money? We only need about 100,000 more C-bills before we have 3 months of pay in the bank, and we could, of course, turn down our pay. We don't have to be extravagant. I think we're probably fine to take a bunch of salvage on this. Question is, how much? And I guess, how many mechs do we expect to see? Because, like, it's entirely possible that 418 isn't better than 313. You know, if there's not more than 13 pieces of salvage in the pool. I think I'm going to take it like this. I'm a little worried by how good the payout is here. Might be suggestive of the fact that this is a high difficulty 1.5. But I think we're going to try it with the same lineup here. I think the other mechs are just too damaged. I think this is how we have to do it. It's probably a good thing that we're at 8 mech warriors. I mean, obviously we're not at 8 mech warriors for the reasons that I would like. I probably should have spent XP before going into this if I'm worried it's going to be difficult, because we definitely have some. It's not, we didn't get to 8 mech warriors for the reasons I would have liked, but it's good to have 2 full teams worth of guys, so that if a mission goes, like, all the way to hell, you have a backup squad who's ready to go. Sometimes everybody takes a headshot, sometimes you have some really unfortunate stuff happen, leading to, like, a knockdown, drag-out struggle to the last mech. So we got to intercept mechs, assault a base, and save a base. The Centurions are relatively fast, and the Firestarter is very fast. And we're just going to leave the Urban Mech on defense duty, probably. I wonder if one of our facilities has gone dark. I wonder if the other facility has functional turrets. It would certainly make our lives a lot easier if we didn't actually have to do all of the work of defense while also doing an attack.
Command interface initiated.
Alright, we're tasked with taking down a base that's been captured by Capellan terrorists. Before we get there, though, you have to intercept the Capellan lands closing in on our position. We'll have some backup in the form of defensive turrets, but they won't last long. Yeah, okay. Only way to stop the attacks entirely is to break their command and control, which means murder everything that moves. Okay.
Ready to rock, Chief.
Reinforcement waves 1, 2, and 3. So it looks to me like these are optional objectives. We could finish the mission before that. But we'll get extra pay if we destroy the reinforcement waves. I don't know, man. It's probably not worth trying it. We should probably just try to wrap this up as fast as possible.
Confirmed. Bandits.
Okay, what kind of turrets do we have? Are any of them long range? Shredder turrets are real short. Light laser turret. Okay, LRM turret. That has considerable range. So only one of these turrets is actually going to be any good at all if we're not fighting, like, basically right here. That is a shame.
What can I do for you? Aye, aye.
It probably is not the case that we even could, but we should look into putting, like, a jump jet on the Urban Mech just so that it can go over things occasionally. And we're really in a hurry, huh?
What's the plan?
Okay, if we get vision of some of the enemies, we can at the very least allow the LRM turrets to start working on them. I think I'm going to reserve down, though. We can let them move in a little bit, and then we can jump out in front. I'll want to do stuff on, like, 2, so that we have vision of the enemies before the first turret gets its turn. So I don't want any of the turrets to pass.
Waiting for my opening.
See, this is why we reserved down, because I wanted to have some idea of what the enemy force was going to look like. I think we're just going to run the Urby forward here. Oh, the Urban Mech totally does have, like, a jump jet. Actually, that being the case, maybe I want to put it up nice and high here. It's relatively tough. Yeah, you know what? I'll do that.
Time to fly.
And then just brace. This will get the other thing over here to move, and then it'll be way safer to move the Firestarter in. Okay, it's a striker.
How might I help?
That could be a lot more dangerous. I think I want to move to a position where I can see this thing and that thing, because there's a pretty good chance we're just going to kill the striker, and I want that LRM turret to have something to aim at.
No doubt it will be done.
Okay, just a galleon. They've got units spread out around the target facility. If we clean them out, our employers won't have to. They're offering a bonus. I do so love a bonus. I'm going to turn off the flamethrowers. They're going to be very close to useless here, and we want to save ammo, but everything else. Pretty embarrassing. It was a pretty embarrassing laser shot that landed all the way over there.
Waiting for orders. On my way.
And that damage is really spreading out. It's like almost perfectly
Ready for
evenly.
orders.
What an incredibly frustrating thing. Alright, I think we're not going to fire the UAC at this guy because I don't want to, Oh, I don't even have the option.
Locked on.
I couldn't tell that the, That really sucks. Yeah, because now the LRM turret's going to shoot at this guy, and that guy's going to take no damage at all. I couldn't tell that the firing trajectory was arced and not straight, because I was looking at it from too high above. Okay, well this is grim. They suddenly have so many more things moving in. Boy, what do I want to do here? The galleon is not actually that dangerous. I think I might want to do this. Run over here to a position where I'm not visible for most of those things, but I am providing intelligence.
Be there in a jiff.
Oh hey, it's a panther. That's dangerous. I might just want to brace here, actually. Because we're probably not going to hit it, and I do not want to take a full damage particle cannon shot. I mean, it wouldn't be full damage because I'm in cover, but, you know. I don't want to take an anywhere near full damage particle cannon shot. I have another panther.
Waiting on you, Commander.
Cool and fun. Man, I really hate how much evasion these things have. Well, I should probably get off the high ground, because particle cannons, that's going to get real dangerous real soon. I think I'm going to take a precision strike on this guy. So the particle cannons in the right arm, a direct hit from the AC-10 will not take off his arm. But it could get a lot of the work done. Or we could just try to go center and kill him straight up. I think I'm gonna aim at the arm. Let's see if we can just damage that cannon. Okay, well somehow I managed to hit the opposite arm, which has nothing in it. It was very close to not even being damaged. I think their plan is to ignore me. They're gonna just go past me to the buildings. That's not ideal. It's actually kind of bad for us mission-wise.
I read you, Commander. Moving out.
Do this, get a little bit of a higher position, and then the galleon is not a super high priority, but if we clean up the galleon, then we know the LRMs won't fire at it. They can focus on things that matter a little bit more. And we're so unlikely to hit the Panther. Then again, maybe shooting at the Panther is necessary, because we need to get this thing to a hittable percentage.
All weapons are go.
Alright, we did enough damage to it to unsteady it. We did enough stability damage to unsteady it, so now the UAC at least has a good clean shot. That guy's going to get stomped on. I don't think that's what we're doing right now, though. I think right now we should take that UAC shot that we've set up. Yeah, we have a decent chance of bringing this thing down. Also, actually, even if we don't kill it, we're doing enough stability damage that it might end up in a position where we could knock it over. Did I miss both of the UAC shots? I did. That's fantastic. Alright, well the LRM turret picked the right target at least. But missed so many of the shots that this thing is not actually in danger of falling over.
Waiting for orders.
I mean, I'm inclined to just keep pushing it. Actually, can I run forward far enough to get the small laser in there too? No. Can I jump forward far enough to... Nope, still no. Can I at least jump to a position? I guess we don't have to worry about cover. Here's the question. Do I think that we have any chance of damaging this thing out? Not really. I'm trying to figure out who's going to step on the galleon here. Because they're going to have to... That's going to eat their whole turn. It's probably the Firestarter's job. Yeah, I think that makes sense. Let's just do this right now.
As you wish.
See if this is a kill. It should be. Because it's going to be 90 damage to whatever part gets hit. Yeah, I don't think the galleon had 90 health on anything. And then also there's the machine guns, just in case.
One for the scrap heap.
That Panther is getting close enough to be able to shoot. That's got to be a priority. The urban mech could maybe get into its back firing arc? No, not quite. But the urban mech can run over here and shoot directly at the arm that is a problem. I mean, we just try to get lucky. Because this Panther is not in a position to actually be a threat right now. But I guess if we don't put this Panther on its back before it gets its turn, it's gonna resettle and lose all that stability damage. I think I just go for this shot. Okay, that was a pretty damn lucky shot.
More where that came from.
And we did deal enough stability damage to just knock it over by filling the bar. So it lost its PPC, and that really works out very well. Okay, it has... the enemies have some interest in shooting at me. Not a ton, but... So now we're going to put the Vindicators on this Panther, or the Centurions. At least one of them. Actually, this one probably won't be able to find an angle on him because I don't have any jump jets on it. Like, it's not going to be able to get around the mountain here. But you can probably find a shot, yeah.
Yes, Commander.
Oh, actually, can I get around here? No, I cannot. I have an indirect missile shot. Oh, I can just barely get it. Do I want to do that? I really wish I had 5 more points of resolve, man. The Firestarter's not really a danger to the town. This Panther is also no longer a danger to the town. I think we want to go work on this Panther. I'm a little worried about this, because this means I'm going to have to get very close to exposing my backside to that Firestarter. But I think it's pretty important that we do something here. Now this shot is all about stripping evasions. Let's turn off almost everything.
Tell me what to shoot.
We could have gotten lucky there.
I may need some more time in the simulator. Commander.
Alright, we've set up the best opportunity that we can have. Way too close with that UAC. But I have an obstructed shot anywhere else. It's still better. You do not want to be shooting from inside the minimum range of your weapons. And here we're going to turn off... Honestly, we have to be pretty careful of our heat because of the fact that there's a Firestarter in move range. So maybe we just go for the UAC and try to get lucky? Okay, we got kind of lucky. We dealt some damage to that torso section. All this thing has left is 32 damage worth of SRMs. Panthers do punch relatively hard for their weight class. So we do have to be wary of that as well, I guess. Okay, the LRM turret's doing its best. The biggest concern with this guy is that he can fight from outside the range of all of the turrets except for the LRM one.
Good to go.
So I would really love it if we could break off his PPC before that becomes an issue. I don't want to get inside the range of the AC-10. I want to be firing at this thing from a functional range. Actually, it looks like here's fine, but that exposes my back to everybody. Yeah, maybe we even go like this far.
Coordinates received.
And I'm going to use a precision strike. We are going to hit right here. He took enough damage there that a hit from the AC-10 blows his PPC clean off.
This should be good.
Okay. So now, all of the remaining enemy mechs, in order to work on the buildings in the town, will have to actually close to within the shredder and laser turrets firing range.
Reporting internal damage.
How bad? Okay, 58 health left. That's not that big of a deal.
Awaiting orders.
We have our fire starter here to go and press their fire starter. I don't have any ability to overheat it. So it might not even be right to go for it. The better play might be like trying to finish off the Panther. Which is not a lot I can do, unfortunately. Maybe we can get in here and try at least, give it some pressure. And then it's going to do the same thing to me. I really don't want it shooting into the backside of any of our Centurions, though, so let's do this thing. Okay, and that's just a Locust. I don't care about that guy. Alright, give him everything.
Locking on target.
Okay, we got a lucky headshot with the machine gun. So Locust has a single laser and 2 SRM-2 pods, which basically don't deal damage. It's a very, very small amount of damage. Locust is just a terrible mech. Oh, it looks like he's going for the back shot. Alright, we managed our heat pretty carefully here. Yeah, that's not too bad. And now we just need to turn everybody around, so there is no more shooting us in the backside. I don't want to do like something like that. I probably want to punch the fire starter if I'm punching anybody. This gives me a protected back.
Got it.
It gives me an opportunity to bleed off some of this heat. Now, he is going to be able to close enough to shoot at the buildings. He ran into SRM range of an SRM turret, which is, I think, going to turn out not the way he was hoping. Do we want to just punch this thing? Probably. I want to let my UAC reset. Yeah, let's just throw some great big rock'em sock'em punches. Man, the whole forearm just went clean through and out the backside. That is what you want to see. Alright, at least one more of our turrets should have a shot. Okay, and that was not the SRM turret, so actually one more turret is going to have a shot. I'm hoping they can clean this guy up without him damaging any buildings, because I don't really... Did you seriously miss... I think that was 11 misses in one hit? That's kind of incredible. I mean, how close is he to the buildings, and how healthy are the buildings? I'm not allowed to select them, so I can't see how much HP... Okay, there we go. 100, 100... Okay, he has a maximum damage output of 32 per turn. I think we can ignore him now.
Waiting for orders.
So let's have you do a thing. Whoa. Okay, camera. Probably don't just want to punch. I mean, actually, this robot punches pretty hard, given all these support weapons firing. Maybe I do, in fact, just want to throw a punch into the rear quadrant.
Certainly. Locked on for physical attack.
Okay, 40 structure left is outside the reach of the machine guns, unfortunately. He's going to reconsider his positioning. It's not quite going the way he had hoped.
What can I do for you?
And then the urban mech doesn't need to shoot this other thing, so let's just move up and start working on the Locust.
Got it.
Well, it almost doesn't seem worth it, huh? I guess with Precision Strike we'll get over 50%. Try to go center and put the thing away.
Systems recycling for another shot.
Wait, did I hit it? Looked like I didn't break armor anywhere, which is weird because locusts have like no armor.
Careful, they're looping around back.
Okay, that's a better move than I thought he was gonna make.
Waiting for orders.
Can you punch the locust? Hell yeah. There's actually a very good chance this is a kill. Okay, that was 70 damage. I think damage from the leg overflows into the torso, maybe?
Good to go.
That's what it looks like. I would love it if this fire starter did not have another turn. Can we make that happen?
Location confirmed.
Possibly.
Locking on target.
Wow, really? That's really bad luck. I mean, I know none of those weapons individually had a very high hit chance, but the odds of all of them missing were pretty poor. Okay, I think a locust melee's for like 30. So this is not a real threat. 15. Never mind. We have a reinforcement wave coming in 4 turns. It would be really cool if we could get this wrapped up. Because, like, I have no doubt that we're going to have these guys down in 4 turns, but I wanted to have some work done on that other base by now.
I hear ya.
Alright, so do we turn around and work on that guy? I think our first priority has to be finishing off the fire starter. Can you throw a punch at his back quadrant? Weirdly, no. I'm allowed to throw it from here and here, but not the space in between. Which is where it really needs to come from. Alright, well then we'll just do a move. Yeah, this space here, where I'm totally allowed to move. But for some reason cannot punch from. Executing a sick moonwalk. Tell you what, that's a thing you don't see people do in Counter-Strike. Did we actually fail to finish the job? We did. I guess we got a lot of stability damage on, though. So that's inconvenient. Panther continue working on the urban mech. The urban mech's actually relatively tough for a mech of its size.
Commander?
I think we... Man. Something has to actually die. And unfortunately, everything is nowhere near dead. To a really annoying degree. I guess I can move up to here. Have a nice shot into the back of this locust.
Everything I've got.
Yeah, I'm just having a hell of a time hitting the already damaged portions of things. This is a real problem before your mech warriors have the ability to aim very well. And I am not enjoying how much they're getting to shoot us in the back.
Waiting for orders. Standing by.
Can somebody please go and stomp on
Let's go.
this dude? Okay.
On my way.
There's no way he survives this. Wow, directly on the mech's head.
Enemy down.
Okay, that will do the job. Thank you.
Yes, Commander.
Let's do this in a way that doesn't leave my back available to the other panther.
Scratch another target.
Okay, there we go. That's the kind of stuff we needed. Just some great big robot punch in action. Then this thing has taken like no damage at all outside of losing the arm.
Oh, it's on now. Commander?
I have 3 shots. We actually have to stop shooting with the urban mech, I think. It's going to start moving towards the next battle.
Coordinates received.
Angle myself so that my back is not available to the enemy. It's going to take so long for the urban mech to get into position that, like, it's probably sensible for it to just start running.
Damage on that hit.
What's the plan?
Alright, can the fire starter get into a position that matters at all? Yeah, that's not terrible. We're definitely not going to fire the flamethrowers.
Going skyward.
I want to save this for a situation where the last shot might do anything meaningful.
Confirmed.
Good to go.
No, hold on.
Commander.
Sourdough is right here and should be able to make something happen. Actually, it would be best if I moved forward, because we are going to have to get to the other base at some point here, right?
Coordinates received. Target confirmed.
Okay, there we go. There's some damage.
I think I hit something good.
Their pilot has to be
Commander?
very badly wounded.
Affirmative. Affirmative.
Kill confirmed, Commander.
Okay, that took forever, especially considering how small and weak those mechs were.
That's a kill.
So I wonder where exactly their reinforcement waves are going to arrive. Okay. Thank you, Darius. He's on top of it. I guess the smart thing to do
Waiting
here
for orders.
is to set up to deal with that. We have the urban mech on this side so that he can just turn toward the enemy base. Honestly, though, it may not matter where he is or what he can turn toward, because he might be out of ammunition by the time we're actually going to the enemy base. It's another change we need to make, is maybe try to figure out a more sustainable role for him. Alright, the Capellan forces have the base turrets powered up. That's not a big deal,
Receiving you.
although it is probably the case that any long-range missile turrets on that base will be able to hit us while we're fighting these guys. That's alright, we'll just eliminate the spotters as quickly as we can. Yeah, Samiri, we're like 4 feet from me. You don't have to tell me. You seem fairly determined to hold this facility. Need to hurry before even more of them show up. So that looks like a spider, some vehicles, and a locust, maybe? Yeah, this is not a big threat. Ooh, except for that striker. That striker is kind of a big threat. Striker moves on 2? Okay. I'm not too worried about the galleon. Spider is medium laser and 2 machine guns. Okay. Well, this is kind of our moment, right? This is when it is easiest to destroy these tiny mechs before they start getting tons of evasion on them. So let's see here. I could jump in, perhaps unwisely. But if I don't jump way in, like way in, I don't get to machine gun. Maybe that's fine. Maybe just go for medium laser shots.
Consider it done.
On... Do I just start softening him up? Because he does have to die. He is one of the very few things here that's actually dangerous. Yeah,
On target.
I kind of wanted to take advantage of the unique moment of stillness among the enemy mechs, but I think it's probably more important that we focus here. I am not too worried about these tiny mechs doing meaningful damage to the buildings. Maybe I should be, but they're just...
Good to go.
They're weak and they're short range, and I think the base turrets will handle a lot of the problem.
Moving to position.
I do think this is worth one of our remaining very precious AC-10 shots, which gets fired 3 feet forward into the ground.
Orders.
Yeah, I mean, nothing for it. Just kill him, please.
Firing a full salvo.
Okay, cool. UAC finally connected a little bit. Getting pretty low on ammo there, though.
Reporting. Enemy vehicle eliminated.
Okay, the galleon moves
Waiting for
into stomping position, which I really appreciate. Although apparently I can't stomp it, even though I can definitely move adjacent to it. It's not really how that's supposed to work. Whatever, it's fine. Just turn on the medium lasers and
Got it.
apparently not get anywhere close, not even break armor anywhere. Did we? Nope, we didn't even get close to breaking armor anywhere, actually. Well, that's alright. The small mechs will be able to stomp it next turn. And they do, in fact, have an LRM turret over there. At this point, like, drawing fire off is maybe the best thing the urban mech can do, given its very low ammo supply.
Good to go.
You have orders?
Commander?
Can the urban mech get a stomp? No, it cannot.
Reporting.
Well... I can throw a punch at the locust, and I think maybe that's what I ought to do. Let's get over to here, leave the flamethrowers off, because they're not going to do anything meaningful. Just punch and machine gun, and hopefully make something happen here. I'm not too worried about the galleon, obviously. Okay, that's exactly the something that I was talking about. And then victory machine guns!
Tango down.
Yeah, now that we've been slowed so much, like, there's basically no chance that we're not going to have to fight just all of the reinforcements, which is a real shame. I'm surprised he can move that far and still fire. I thought for sure that was a sprint. Well... You don't really have a play?
Right, Commander.
I mean, just, like, get over there and try to bullseye a turret at some point, I guess? And then Tire Fire steps on the vehicle,
Pounding, Commander.
and we just
Orders.
ignore
Waiting for
the
orders.
other mech? Maybe? I think that might be the move.
Right, Commander.
Because it really, like, it doesn't do almost any damage, and it's going to be in turret range. Like, I think they have it.
Vehicle kill. Commander.
So that being the case, I guess we do have a large laser. So large laser is a weapon that can contribute a lot without having any ammo concerns. Maybe what we do here is this. Turn off the UAC. Maybe even just fire the large laser. Probably not going to hit, but if it does hit, it does a lot of damage.
Taking the shot.
Okay. It's worth a shot. And stripping evasion, I guess, is valuable
Negative
for
damage.
letting the turrets get through. Unfortunately, the turrets are not firing in a very smart order. Like, the medium laser turret should definitely go before the LRMs.
Commander?
Although I said that under the assumption that the medium laser turret was in range, which apparently it is not. Okay, so we can definitely get up on this turret. This should not be a problem.
Double time.
I think next turn I should have vision of it, and I should be able to kill it, I think. Between him and the LRM turrets, or the LRMs on the Centurions. Okay, just like a really baffling move. Truly terrible play. We are done worrying about that guy. He is dead already. Yeah, I think the plan is, in fact, sprint forward at maximum speed. I'd really love to do some damage to some buildings.
Good to go.
Now, unfortunately, we don't have any idea where the next reinforcement group is going to come in. If it comes in the same place, I don't want to move too far forward, but we just, like, we can't plan around it yet. Gives us an opportunity to reset our heat, though, which is nice. Their turrets have range on us, but because they have no vision, there's nothing they can do. I believe this guy's put himself in range of all 4 of the base's defensive turrets. Yeah, and he needs like 3 more turns of concentrated fire to have any chance of bringing down even a single building, and that's assuming that he never shoots at the turrets again, which is not, I think, terribly likely to be the way this unfolds. Oh no, okay. I can, in fact, from one position, which I must jump to, get vision on that turret. It is a sniper turret. Okay, so we really do want it to die. That's very important.
That's a kill.
Because a sniper turret is 4 AC2s. It would definitely have been able to drill the urban mech with all 4 of them. Oh, he's going after the turrets. He's not even working on his objective.
How might I help?
So what do we want to do about this next group of reinforcements? They're coming in a place that's pretty awkward to stop. Do I want to just base race them? I think the answer is probably that we can't do that. Yeah, I'm going to run the fire starter toward them. At the very least, he can get vision, and we can use that vision to set up LRM fire. Speaking of LRM fire. Is that what I want to do? Do I want to be shooting at that guy's back? I guess I can't shoot at anything else.
Moving to position. Targeting enemy back.
And we have a truly absurd number of missiles remaining. This does not cost us very much.
Yes, Commander.
Okay, from over here I can start shooting at buildings. I think I want to stay up on the ridge, though. If I move Sourdough over to here, she is out of the fight with the other stuff. She's way too far away. So maybe I want to try to move her around this side.
Understood. Moving fast.
At least leave her in LRM range of the reinforcement pods. That's probably the right thing to do. I'll say this for the Spider. He has moved close enough to the LRM turret that it basically can't hit him anymore, so that was kind of good. I know it wasn't intentional, but it was kind of a smart move. Alright, he lost one of his guns. That pilot has taken 2 points of damage now. It's not impossible that they're going to kill him through pilot damage. It is, in fact, feeling a little crowded down here. I'm surprised at how big this mission has become. So do we know anything? We know... Hold on. I have to wait until it's my turn to really tell. Okay, not exactly terrifying. We know nothing. No read on vehicles or mechs or anything.
Waiting for orders.
Alright, well, let's get the fire starter into position and maybe start a fire. Just maybe. I'm going to commit super deep on this one. Maybe this is unwise. But the fire starter still has most of its ammunition, and if we can draw some of their attention away from the buildings, that's probably a thing we should do. Okay, so it looks like a very similar group. There's a Scorpion here, which is a little bit more dangerous. An AC-5 does 45 damage on a hit. Okay, well, we're definitely working the Striker. I don't have line of sight on that Striker. Oh, you know what? It's being completely blocked by the Spider. Okay, well, this thing's a fine secondary choice. 2 hits to the same piece of armor. That's pretty good for us. So it has 11 health left in that location. That is very encouraging for LRM volley purposes.
Commander?
Urban Mech absolutely is not playing that game. Cannot get far enough forward to... it can, in fact, get far enough forward to threaten another enemy turret. And so it does. Yeah, this LRM turret, it would be really nice if they did not have that.
Target
Okay.
destroyed.
I don't know if mechs can melee
Ammo
buildings,
bin is empty.
but we're gonna find out. We're gonna find out whether or not this urban mech can be used to headbutt a bunch of buildings to death, because we desperately need it to do that thing. What on earth is he doing? He's gonna try to take up a position up here?
Good to go.
I don't know. That seems wild to me. Seems to me like that's very plainly a bad idea.
Coordinates
Okay,
received.
let's get you in here and put down some of these dangerous vehicles. I think we go for the striker, since we have all of the weaponry available, and we can have... That's a real bad shot. Because we can have the LRM volley from the other Centurion, probably put down the Scorpion. As long as I can be firing into that arc.
Ready for orders.
Or honestly, actually, even if I can't, firing into the front arc would probably also work.
Move order received.
I'm kind of surprised the large laser can even hit there. Yeah, we do have to fire the LRMs, though, because if the large laser hits the wrong location, it would definitely not result in a kill. Yep, like that. The LRMs should be enough, I think. Yeah, cool. Okay, so they have one vehicle that's still relatively capable and is unfortunately a lot less damaged than I would like. Hopefully they're going to wrap up the spider soon, because they're about to have additional company. Remember, keeping all of their structures alive is a bonus objective. We don't have to do that in order to win the mission. We just have to keep some of them alive. So if we lose one or two, it happens, you know? Not like the end of the world. Okay, Firestarter...
Waiting for orders.
Firestarter needs to go and hit this. Oh, I have melee range. Okay, yeah.
Moving out.
That probably wraps that up.
Engaging.
And then we might have the Firestarter hunt the enemy light units. Just making sure the pilot knows who's boss.
Reporting. One
Yeah, the
last
Firestarter might have to go hunting. And I think we're going to have the Centurions go at the enemy base, because we've got to get this finished. Reinforcement Wave 3 is going to arrive before we're done, for sure. Man, that's tough to deal with. Okay. I'm going to run forward into a position where I can see an enemy turret. I'd love it if it could be a position where I can only see one enemy turret. Actually, for that purpose, this looks pretty safe.
Right, Commander.
That's a light shredder, so it's not actually a danger to us. We don't have to worry about that one. That might also be a short-range turret.
Commander?
I think the Centurions might just be in building destruction mode. This is a place where it would be really nice to have some multi-target. Actually, you can hit everything from where you're standing right now, right? Not everything.
Confirmed.
Alright, let's take out a building or two. This thing has 50 health. That should be very easy to drop. That has 100. Maybe we do this. Try to take out the big one first.
Locked on.
Okay. The autocannon actually made contact.
Brought it down, Commander. Good to go.
And maybe this Centurion also needs to go after... I don't know that we even have the option of going after those light units with our with anything other than our lights. Yeah, you just need to destroy buildings. It looks like from where I am right now, I have a straight line of sight on this thing. Oh, except I need to turn. I don't want to move forward any more than I absolutely... I'm out of range of most of my weapons. Shoot.
Here we
Well,
go.
we'll do this. We'll put, 30 damage on it or something. 28. Make it a little bit easier for everybody else. Okay, it turns out that one turret that we can't see is an LRM turret, so we should probably deal with that. They're inbound to right there. Okay, we can handle that. Ooh. That's getting a little much.
Reporting.
You need to... Yeah. this. You need to this. In fact, we should probably jump in. I should get as close to it as possible.
Target confirmed.
Alright, that's very destructible. Next turn, if it doesn't turn around to fight me, it's totally killable. And if it does turn around to fight me, it honestly is probably in a worse position.
Commander?
Urban Mech is going to run backwards, try to get into a place where it can, like, potentially throw a punch or something. I don't really know what else to do with it. It punches for 40 damage plus the support weapon. Like, that's actually... it's fine. That's fine damage output. You can't shoot at anything? Wait, really? Hold on, why can't I not shoot at these buildings from where I'm at? I thought we picked a position last turn that had vision on all the that had shooting range on all the enemy buildings. All right, well, I can do this. This is gonna mean I'm getting hit by that LRM turret, but I guess we're getting hit by that LRM turret no matter what, right? Unless I actually destroy it. So
Position
that's
confirmed.
probably... oh, those are SRMs. Well, I should still destroy it. Let's, do this. Large laser plus probably 15 damage is sufficient. Yeah, as long as the large laser doesn't miss. Okay. One more thing we don't have to worry about. It's possible that it was already a thing I didn't have to worry about, but now it's a thing I really don't have to worry about. And you still have a ton of autocannon ammo. Can I get a... I can get a straight line shot. Okay.
Affirmative.
Well, you know what? This actually still has a reasonable chance of being a kill.
Roger, Commander. I've got the shot.
Let's hope that we get some center hits. You know what I should have done? I should have aimed. I wasn't even thinking about it, but if I had dropped his initiative to 3, then the Firestarter would have a guaranteed kill on him before he had a chance to move. Never mind. It's under control. I did enough structural damage that the first missile to pierce him from the front immediately killed him. Okay. Is it approximately the same lance? Firestarter, Javelin, a Flea, which is a thing I've never seen before. Flamer, Large Laser. Flamer's in the center. Has a targeting baffle, which sounds like a real problem.
Commander?
And you don't have anywhere near the movement necessary to melee anybody. What you can do, however, is jump and shoot the Firestarter in the back with your support weapon. And so you shall, because you have no other useful maneuvers. Do I want to aim on this? The purpose of that would just be to drop the Firestarter to 3. Now that doesn't accomplish anything,
Affirmative.
because it would still move before my mediums. Okay, interesting that it ran closer to one of the mediums, almost certainly into flamethrower range, and then just chose to not do anything. And when I say interesting in that voice, you should hear bad. That was a bad play. You know what? I should just run, probably, because I don't want to generate a bunch of bonus heat. Let's let the thing cool off a bit. Okay, so the Flea has a weapon system that is actually capable of doing a significant amount of damage. That large laser is a lot of damage at a range that is like an actual problem.
Orders.
Can we kill this Firestarter? It looks like I can't get a shot on his front at all.
Acknowledged.
We probably need to go for the... like, we have to really do some damage here. LRM's back on. Maximum everything. Let's just bore a hole in him. Actually, can I... Yeah, I have a pretty good shot to the leg. We might be able to knock his leg out. If I blew out his torso section, he loses a machine gun. Wait, does he have... Where is he keeping his machine gun ammo? Oh, just on the other side. Okay. I'm gonna try to blow his leg out.
I copy.
Okay, that's pretty good for us. That's going to drop him down to Initiative 2, which means he goes after both of the Centurions next turn, and he's free target now.
Waiting for orders.
That said, I think we would be unwise to have this Centurion step on him, because I think we got to try to get into a position where I can fire into the backs of these units as they approach the base. I can get a pretty bad shot there. God, I wish I had jump jets. I think we got to take this.
Got it.
How much? It has very, very low armor. I'm going to precision strike this thing too, I think.
Targeting enemy ship.
Okay, that was mostly about getting his initiative down so that we can have the fire starter try to jump him. Getting vision on him was good for that reason too, but honestly I was not thinking that. Okay, that spider from up on the hill is someday going to be relevant. Maybe. He has that one tiny little laser. It's not really a big deal.
Good to go.
You can't do anything except try to get up on top of that guy and maybe punch him.
On my way.
Like next turn, maybe we have a punch. So you just shoot for the head? Try to get lucky and just damage the pilot, I guess? Now, you know what? Try to work his leg. Okay, center torso's fine. But at this point, busting his other leg would be a pretty quick way to get rid of him. Yeah, see, that's a real problem. Alright. I lost a structure.
Awaiting orders.
And in fact, we do not get to shoot at this guy at all. Well, we can next turn. So that means I probably don't even want to generate all this bonus heat. Let's just run up like
I
this.
understand.
And try to work the leg.
Yes, Commander.
Didn't hit the leg even a single time, as far as I could tell. That's a weird move, just to expose your back to everybody.
Bye.
Well... I think we gotta shoot the flea. This is the last piece, the last bit of UAC ammo. We can probably kill this thing. Or we could go for a really unlikely... Yeah, that's not really an option. I think we precision strike this flea and just try to get rid of it. And turn off one of the lasers.
Rear armor it is.
Okay. Good. One less thing that can go wrong. So we're not going to get our reinforcement pay for one of our objectives, but we can still get it for a bunch of them. Oof. Well, I hate that.
Moving to position. Roger, Commander.
Yeah, AC. Autocannon just hard misses. That's a real shame. That was absolutely the wrong target. I do wish your allied forces would prefer targets that like you're shooting at, even if they don't want to code in any like actual targeting logic. Because right now it seems like turrets target almost randomly. It may be literally randomly. But you know they could just have them target whatever you're shooting at, and that could solve that problem. All right, the urban mech can continue to shoot its support laser at this thing. Yeah, I mean, the back is definitely better.
Right, Commander.
Nothing's good, but the back is better. You missed. Poor Urban Mech. I mean, it did everything it could, right? See some actual fire here? Indeed we are. It's pretty annoying.
You can see daylight through my armor.
You have orders?
That said, the actual real effect of what just happened there may be that it just got itself punched. Can I throw a punch with this guy? I can. It's not the right spot, but you know what, it's fine. A couple of punches will have him at maximum stability damage and on his back. Okay, they're not too interested in destroying any more buildings, really focused on the lasers.
Commander. Waiting for orders.
Sorry, I was trying to click this one forward.
On my way. Target lock on enemy ship.
Alright, well, we got his back center structure open, at least.
Good to go.
Unfortunately, it has just a little bit too much structure to die to a single large laser, which is to say that probably we should ignore... I don't really want to do it this way, but probably we should ignore the fire starter. Come up here, just try not to show my back to the fire starter too much, and try to put the autocannon into him. We can turn off the medium lasers so as not to go over on heat. There we go. Okay, and the other mech is not actually a threat at all.
Mech destroyed.
Why, I think that missile turret managed to hit every single tree between it and the spider. What's going on here? Thing had one evasion pip. It's not that hard to hit. Yep. Left myself in a position for that. Okay, camera.
Internal heat critical shutting down.
Might be a good idea for the camera not to be doing... I don't know what the hell the camera's doing, but it could stop doing that. Oh my god, he's finally in punch range.
On my way.
You did it, Urban Mech! And nothing, like, significant happened, but you sure did throw the punch. It's kind of crazy how, oh my god. I'm gonna draw this out as much as possible, huh? It's kind of crazy how much fire that fire starter has taken.
Yes, Commander.
Well, it probably only makes sense to just go back and shoot it in the back here. We have no heat ourselves, and we have the resources for a good precision strike. It has absolutely no heat, so it feels pretty bad to turn on the flamethrowers, but I guess I'm never going to get to use them again, and they do a small amount of damage. I did, in fact, completely fail to kill it. In fact, I didn't hit the center torso almost at all.
Good to go.
All right, reboot your mech.
Waiting for orders.
You should probably turn around and paste this dude. We need to be done with him. Fortunately, can't get the kind of shot we need to get. I could instead try to take a bad long-range shot at a guy with 4 evasion. No thanks.
Coordinates received.
Let's turn on the lasers, off the LRMs. How does that look? How many flamethrowers? He has 2 flamethrowers damaged, but we're gonna bust through this arm. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna go for it.
Here we go.
Even with the amount of heat being generated here, I think we're okay.
Kill confirmed, Commander.
Alright, we dealt enough damage to the pilot that he died in the command seat before we were able to destroy the mech. That's kind of wild, considering how weak a fire starter is, relatively.
Good to go.
Alright, some of these mechs need to... What is going on with the camera right now? Some of these mechs need to get over here and do the thing.
Roger. Full speed.
And we should destroy that turret, because that's an optional objective. That's worth
Commander?
money. Urban Mech can get over here and help you with that. And... we lost the arm that had the UAC-5 on it, really? No, wait, the UAC-5 is on this side. Yeah, it's out of ammo. It's not destroyed. Okay, I was going to say, I thought I was being careful with that. So we could have this mech keep trying to find large laser hits, but I think we'd be better off using it on this side
Aye, aye.
to get this cleaned up. And then the other Centurion can continue to provide fire support over here. Yeah, I mean, that spider currently doesn't have any, evasion. Not that it matters very much.
Right, Commander.
Still very hard to hit.
Give him everything you've got.
Okay, could you please... There we go. Please get inside of turret range. We're inside the hill right now, so the camera doesn't really know how to handle that. Urban Mech can provide us targeting information on a couple of the buildings, I guess. We can't quite see the turret, though.
How might I help?
Alright, you just need to get up to here
I understand.
and have at this light shredder turret. We can't quite kill it with the medium lasers, but we can get it to... yeah, we can get it to very nearly dead. And then we can easily kill it with the Centurion without spending any valuable stuff. Not
Receiving
you.
you.
Here we go.
Affirmative. Firing.
Scratch another target.
Alright, this side of the battlefield is clear. Now it's just a matter of actually destroying the buildings here on turn 650.
Waiting for orders.
I don't know what is going on with the camera getting all weird and jerky here. I'm not going to be able to get a back.
On my way.
Yeah, this is fine.
Firing on target.
I'm going to get an open AC-10 shot and just put it clean through that thing. Where are the lasers center torso? They are, okay. So no damage matters except for lethal damage on that thing.
Commander?
We are definitely trying to get into stomping range.
What's the plan?
And you can just run over here.
Locking on target. Target eliminated.
That's an energetic reaction. It's a little bit more than I was expecting, if I'm being honest.
Got it. Locking on.
Sadly, I can only do... yeah, I can only do its health minus a little bit there. I can't actually get a kill. Okay, looks like I am finding that straight shot. Oh, well, if we've got a real shot, let's do this way. Break the side off of him, and now all of the fire from this side is just going straight into his center. So that should be a kill next turn pretty easily.
Waiting for orders.
Actually, reserve.
Reserving action.
Because this guy has to die before we destroy the last building, otherwise we're not going to get the points for the objective.
Standing by.
He is going into a defensive stance here.
Commencing Alpha Strike.
Target destroyed.
Okay, we killed everything. Not exactly what we were supposed to be doing. Not the way I think they wanted you to do this. But we got there.
You have orders?
You can't argue with the eventual results.
Of course.
Actually, yeah, you just work on
Good
this
to go.
thing.
Ready for orders.
Can the urban mech get close enough for melee? No, it still can't.
Coordinates received.
But it can at least contribute something this turn. Pretty weird for a laser to have that effect on a building.
Yes, Commander. Aye, aye. Firing on target.
I mean, look at it this way. At least we're going to get a lot of money. I mean, not like a lot of money. We're going to get some money.
Mission successful.
We're going to get a bunch of percentage bonuses on a not very impressive initial amount of cash. But I suppose we are still at the point of the game where we're scraping for every little bit. I was really hoping that we were going to be able to short-circuit that a little bit by just destroying the base before all of the waves of reinforcements landed. I had too much faith in the base turrets. Alright, well, I mean, we may as well finish the Locust. I don't actually want a Locust, but we do get score for it. Maybe we should take some LRM-10s. Yeah, we'll have plenty of opportunity to pick up Locust parts. Let's grab some LRM-10s while we're still short on weaponry here. These are not always easy to come by. Okay, then we got a bunch of whatever. You know, a bunch of stuff. Alright, let's have a quick look at our mech warriors. We are done on this system. Even if we did just gain enough rep to open up those 2-skull missions, obviously we're in no condition to do them. So we are definitely done on this system, but if I don't level up our mech warriors right now, I'm concerned that I will forget to do it again. I do not think that leveling up our mech warriors would have made much of a difference to that mission. Like, I don't think it would have let us get out of there with 0 buildings destroyed. We might have taken less damage on the mechs themselves. So here in the barracks, how are people doing?
What are your orders, Skipper?
Crackle should probably take a point of gunnery, because everybody needs more gunnery.
Good to go.
Cruz here should probably take a point of gunnery, because everybody needs more gunnery.
Standing by.
Pancake, I have no idea what Oh, Pancake doesn't have any XP. That's right, Pancake got injured on the mission we bailed from. We could start working toward coolant vent with him. I think that's what I'm going to do. It's a pretty expensive skill to acquire.
Mech warrior training.
Sourdough's on the way to it too, but like it's not a bad idea to have two mechs that have coolant vent. So I think we're going to save XP on you.
Waiting orders.
You can pick up Sure Footing, which I particularly like because you're almost always driving a light mech now.
Training confirmed, Commander.
And then
Commander?
Tire Fire can be the first person in the squad to pick up multi-target, which is lovely. We still need to get somebody to sensor lock, although honestly, it's entirely possible we'll just hire a pilot who has sensor lock. Probably want more than one, though.
What can I do for you?
I'm going to actually reroute you a little bit. You're going towards sensor lock now.
Mech warrior training complete.
Okay, we got people leveled up. We have a little bit of a messy situation here. We have 4 pilots damaged for 23 days. We have a ton of work to do, and we need to figure out a new destination and stuff, but none of that has to happen on camera. This is going to be the end of this very long episode for today. Thank you all so much for watching. Come back next time. I'll have a new course laid out, a bunch of new mech alterations in the queue already, and hopefully we'll have better luck on the next rock. And we'll see you then.